Alright. Decision time. Let's see. Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkened sky, that sort of thing. I think I'll do it. I'll do it. Against my better judgment. Yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll be a blast from the past. I miss those two. Our videos were terrible. You know what gets me thinking? I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. It's the old gang back together. Though I guess has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a pretty decent chance we can get him to come out of his cave if he's up for it. You mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it while waiting for it to ring. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. You want me to come by, or? Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind. I was just calling to ask if you want to come out of the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know, just here for the week. Anyways, we're going out to look for the skunk cave. We could take the easier trail if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week, and we can have a more low-key hangout. How's that? Haha, yeah, I'll bring her. Ned! Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Well, welcome home. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on this past, 10 years or so, but I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. Can't remember the last time I seen him leave the house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about it really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious, you'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. The introvert in me is screaming this right here. That's fair, but if you found you had the time, he'd love to meet you, and I think you'd get along. But we can talk about making friendship plans later. For now, we've got the skunk cave to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. He paused before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. It hadn't been very cold when we first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following somebody you just met into a dark forest with monsters. You feel I feel a sense of foreboding. Is that any better? Move this. There we go. You feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instincts scream at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on the strange feeling. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. The past summer was the hardest on record since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change like normalcy has returned, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there's really are true hauntings out there. But if there is, I sure as heck haven't seen it myself. Werewolves, I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the Great Beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. Honestly, don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's hope all of that's just bunk. Am I right? Aliens. Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always a deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. That freaked me out. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure if that counts as weird anymore. You have some Sybil hate. Oh, Tinnitus Lake. That's definitely the weirdest. It's a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage with grass and trees growing on it, so you can barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. Alright, I've asked you enough frickin' questions. Can we get this on? Jesus Christ, frickin' old bastard, one eye. Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Phew. Sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, it's just old Duke. Now what in the hell are you looking for way out here? A skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait, a tick. You aren't. Is that? Yep. Glad you guys can have this brief conversation about who the hell I am. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of y'all, head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and won't be too appreciative of a couple of fools with a camera to scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Right? Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did, but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it, and the way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chuckabungas or what have you. I don't even know what the hell he even said. Something's been getting at my chickens. I lost 3 this week, and I can't afford to lose many more than that. I wonder if it's a skunk ape that has a taste for chicken. It's probably a damn coyote, ding dong. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no skunk ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what it is. But I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting my chickens. It couldn't have been anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTubes saying some river monster spotted by a couple of school-aged Boy Scouts that have been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your videos. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of the woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. As Duke's words leave his mouth, an existential dread begins to pull at your chest. Something is waiting for you deeper in the woods. Whatever it is, the 3 of you are bound to meet it, and it will change you forever. I don't think this night ends well. How would you know? I go hunting in these woods all the time. Night, day, opossums, bear, it doesn't make a difference. Even a mountain lion wouldn't stand a chance against the ingenuity of man here. Unless it's not a mountain lion. Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now going on about ghouls and goblins using what he taught you to run around the woods like some kind of paranormal investigator. Do you want that to be his legacy? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days in the chicken coop. Might as well have a big ol' all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip it in the bud tonight. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. Estella and Duke both root themselves in their stubborn insistence. The feeling from before gains form and clarity. Something fated has been locked in stone. Somebody here is going to die tonight. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. We all need to get out of these woods right now. If we don't, somebody's gonna die tonight. Why even try to warn them? Fate is fate. There's no resisting it. You know this. Now what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to threaten me? I don't know. It's a weird feeling I get sometimes. A weird, bad feeling. It's never wrong. Are you trying to say you're psychic? No. I wouldn't rule out the possibility if I were you. I'll hush, both of you. You're just trying to unsettle me, so I'll let you go off in the woods to film your little video. I think you freaked Duke out for one evening. Maybe we should leave the poor mountain on his wild goose chase. I'm not freaked out by your friend's theatrics, but if it gets you out of my hair, sure, I'm greatly disturbed. Now run along home and stay out of trouble. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll lead us to get around him. I'm not getting shot at. You don't have to worry about old Duke. I've been out tracking with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees as he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. Alright, we'll do this. We're probably going to get shot at. Someone's probably going to die. There's a great overlook over the path. We can start there. Alright, that looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the gorgeous Willow, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we will begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, these possible relatives of Bigfoot have been spotted all over the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. I can take the camera off your hands now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we'll get to take in all the gorgeous scenery. Duke may be gone, but that feeling in your gut still lingers. Something terrible awaits you. Something unavoidable. Though what exactly is wrong in this would still elude you. Nah, I don't have anything to say. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. This Duke, with his gun, he's gonna shoot us. No need to panic, it's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about a big scary predator like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating in the woods, she reaches for a flashlight. That deer don't look right. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. That's a freaky looking deer. Oh, deer is correct. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. Then why do you torture the poor fucking dog and bring her out here, you dip? But it's not my dog. It's not my dog. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something wrong with that deer. Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I'd bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wildlife animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger, poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen out here? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, but I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is running around the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped her a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? All right. Hey, are you hungry? Now seems like a great time to take a snack break. As you settle down to rest, Stella opens up a bag of assorted snacks. I don't really like trail mix with M&Ms in it. Call me weird. I'm just gonna go for the dried fruit. Yes, it is. You know, I tried these myself. Janie gave me a bunch of apricots, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with apricots, so and they started to go bad, so I panicked and threw them in the oven. And now she keeps giving me more. Please take as many as you can eat. I've had so many that I can't even taste them. I'll dispose of those for you. You and Stella settle down on the overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sound of evening wildlife wash over you. That's not creepy. That looks like what's-his-face. It's him. He's stalking us right there. Anyways, I'm done poking his face. Okay, there we go. I'm good. Gretchen gnaws on a stick, distracted for the time being. So tell me, what's it like in Freakville? No, we have not met him yet, but I know it's him. I recognize those beady eyes. You can't tell me that's not him, Ned. Can't tell me. Try. Exactly. Do you have a house, apartment? Do you live with a family, roommates, pets? Both. Tell me what it's like to be Willow. You don't want to know this story, Stella. You don't know what it's like to be Willow. I live in a doorless basement that floods whenever it rains. I live in a closet with 10 roommates. God. I live in a 12 by 12 shed in somebody's yard. I thought there was a house option. All of these sound terrible. Let's just ask why you want to know. Why wouldn't I want to know? I've lived in this town my whole life. I don't know. I'll just pick that one. You were living in a 12 by 12? I live in an apartment with a typical roommate. I didn't find this guy an old roommate of mine. I didn't move in. And then they left, just stuck with me. He's not the worst roommate I've ever had, so I can't complain too much. The biggest issue is he has a complete lack of respect for any boundaries. He sleeps on the couch in the common area most nights, always unclothed. He still bites at my food, which he thinks he's being really sneaky about, but there's nothing sneaky about taking a huge bite out of a freshly made sandwich when there's only 2 of us living there. He infringes on my privacy all the time, and if I close the door to my room, he'll just start screaming and sometimes attack the door until I open it, then just walks away. It's like he has a complex about closed doors. Which of course also means he doesn't close the door when he's doing his business, almost like he wants me to watch him. Gross. That was a horrible decision to choose that option. And at least once a week he somehow misses and leaves big pee puddles, which I always wind up stepping in. Ugh. It's gotten to the point where I think he's causing lasting damage to the house, and no matter what I say or do, he just doesn't get through to him. Anyway, sorry for the rant. I could go on hours. I mean, he's a cat, yeah, but he's a particularly horrible cat, and it's not like I can give him away or anything. That would be cruel. Well, at least it's not a person. Wait, he's a cat? Like the animal? Yeah, his name is Truck. Terrified I won't get my security deposit back because of what he's done to the place. So what do you do for a living? That. And this. Sell crap on Etsy, and I'm a stranger. I guess we got a lot in common. What are the odds? Mostly just stalked people. How do you like it? Wouldn't trade it for the world. Might not be much, but it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. Bald dude is still creeping over there. What about you? What's your story? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside of town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Do you live alone? Yeah, the place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore, and the holler is just small enough place that the other folks don't need roommates. I'm sorry. It's okay, you didn't know. And I've done my morning. You don't have to watch your tongue around me or anything. Life goes on. Uh... How are you holding up? Hanging in there. And it's not all bad. She doesn't have to be in pain anymore, and that's a relief. The hospital bills are another story, though. Can't even imagine how bad they must be. It's just salt in the wound at this point. Is that you? Making that creepy noise over there? Because I know it's you. Whatever lurks behind the tree line is something best left unseen, but the events of this evening were already set in motion long before you stepped foot in Scarlet Hollow. There's no turning back now. There's something terrible out there. Whatever it is, it's close. Here, watch Gretchen a moment while I check it out. Don't hand me your dog. It's a potato, and I'm not real good with my hands. You and Stella inch toward the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2 or 3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can roll out the skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Just fucking do it. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Ow. And here I thought you were supposed to be a hardened mountain girl. You don't spend as much time running through the woods as I do without getting a little embarrassed every now and then. Usually Gretchen's the only one around to see. Oh no, that poor thing, it must be one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. I guess we have to roll the camera. Ahem. It seems we have found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate. She definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Jeez, I hope I don't get demonized for this one. Wait, do you hear that? Look, it's him. I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go home? Birdie. Birdie, oh no, what's happened to you, sweetheart? Duke, we just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. You think? She's got a freaking whatever happening here. Jesus H. Christ. I'm gonna go look at it. Ugh. Got a thing happening. You stoop down and look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen get too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, and the growth pulses beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop, and she'll be right as rain in a couple days. It happened to me once, and there's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know, it looks kind of like there's something in there. The wing is barely still attached, but there seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Whatever got a hold of her busted her wing up. Let's look at her noggin. She didn't look happy to be there. Its poor little chicken eye looks at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their socket. What an unfortunate life. Having investigated to your heart's content, you step back and give the bird space. There really is something wrong with the animals out here. You got some freak animals out in your woods. No goddamn shit. Looks like some sort of plague. It better not be contagious. Will you, you're touching it. You're touching it right there, buddy. If anybody's gonna catch it, it's gonna be you, Captain Toucher. At least I didn't touch it, I just looked at it. I don't know, I guess we just tell him we got it on footage. I don't know what it is yet, a gnome or something. He ain't. There isn't no such thing. What are we supposed to do? I'm freaking out right now. Hey, it's gonna be okay. It says you. Those are not happy sounds. As you, Duke and Stella, take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you gently at first, barely a whisper. No, I shouldn't have come to these woods. This is how you get possessed by some weird shit. But then a guttural moan, and then another and another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. Yep, demons. I think we should get the hell out of here. Are you guys hearing this? She starts filming again. Would you put that damn camera down and get the hell out of this? As Duke scoops up the injured birdie, the voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're all of a sudden surrounded, the strange sound coming closer, growing bolder. What the hell is that? I don't want to fucking know. You feel a tightening in the leash, pulling you from behind. Don't you step another foot closer, or I'll shoot you. Don't think I won't. The man hesitates, and the thing steps forward, fixing on what seems to be the eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. The leash is drawn full tight, and then there's sudden looseness. Gretchen starts making ungodly noises, screaming and howling along with the din around you. You and Stella turn just in time to see another of the creatures slithering out from the bush. Gretchen whines and barks, reaching a fevered pitch as another creature, malformed hand, grasps her. Oh my god! What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet, and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness. Her desperate cries go unheeded. Shit, get your grubby little hands off my bird. I don't freaking know what to do. I guess grab the dog. Stella's clearly stuck. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen legs. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back its hind legs, its mouth open, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there's a deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it's gone. Duke? Jesus Christ. Okay, first things first, I grab Gretchen. There, step 1 is done. Gretchen is safe. Great. Step 2. What is step 2? This is a jacked situation. Jesus. Yeah. Looks like you got the footage you wanted. Happy? Of course I'm not happy. But it's okay, I can fix this. I know I can fix this. If I just have irrefutable evidence, then everyone will believe us what happened out here, and his death will mean something. Now come on, and don't fight me. We need to stick together, you know it. Stella doesn't wait a moment. She's holding Gretchen close and starts running. Alone in the dark woods, you have little choice but to follow her. There's more of them. A lot more of them. They leer at you from the trees, no longer hiding as they bellow their warnings out into the night. Stella films as she runs, narrating to an invisible audience. We're being pursued, I think, by these weird things. It seems like they're all riled up from what just happened. Jesus. The two of you come to a stop at the edge of the clearing. We seem to have found a nest, or a crop circle, but of animals. God, the smell. The air here is flavored with rot, a pervasive stench, raising up from the spiral of corpses that pattern the rock. Birdie has been placed among them, her body laying still as the creature crouches protectively over her. Gretchen seems upset, shaking Estella's arm and whimpering quietly. At the sound of the dogs disquieted, the creatures flow out of the woods, surround the clearing. Dead eyes peer out from pale, doughy faces, watching the two of you and the small, terrified dog. We need to leave. Yeah, I think I have enough footage now. The two of you take a few steps back from the clearing and then turn running together back through the forest, driven by a deep animal instinct to get away from whatever that thing is. Yeah, I should have, to be honest. They're everywhere. God, how many of these things are there? They reach out for you from between the bushes and tree branches, grasping for anything they can get a hold of. We're almost there. You and Stella reach the main road, and the whispers fade back into the sound of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. I should get reception now that they're back to the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You missed calls from Tabitha and 13 text messages. I'm in trouble. Hello, Earl. It's Stella Richmond. I'm up in the mountain on the Asgina Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl. Who's gonna tell Bo? It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers. Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being the middle of the night. See, right there a thing jumps out of the woods, and then the shotgun goes off. What in the Sam Hill? What is that? Some kind of Pillsbury doughboy? Could be a naked maniac. As the video reveals the creature's nest, Franklin ever so slightly lowers his sunglasses. Or a whole bunch of naked maniacs. The heck is that? Some sort of crop circle? They killed Duke. Uh-huh. Now we're gonna have to confiscate that camera, if you don't mind. That's evidence. But okay. Let me just turn it off and save the battery. Here you go. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body. For now, please call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you, and who are you exactly? That's Willow. She came into town for the funeral. Willow, as in Tabitha's cousin, yeah. Damn, didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you back to town. If there's a naked maniac out on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own. It wasn't, never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack someone else. Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke is going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. Only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling night. We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will have to wait. Now, if you'll kindly step in the vehicle and return safely home. Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left. We'll be fine. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist for your own safety. Okay, thank you. You can ride up front with me. That is, if your mama permits. Sure, Earl. You can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. The cops usher you and Stella in the back of the squad car. You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face. Stella stares out the window, oddly quiet. I don't have anything I want to say. You sit quietly watching the trees pass by in the lights of the headlights. Every now and then you think you see a pale, anguished face staring out from you before it slips back into the darkness. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement, and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name is. Sure, you're in town for the funeral. Don't go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions. Stella, keep your eye out for us. Make sure she doesn't get in any more trouble. Y'all have a good night. I didn't do nothing. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Why did you want to walk home? That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting in them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. Can't believe they're waiting until morning to even start looking for him. Who knows what those things are doing to his body right now. And what's worse is I think they implied that you're a suspect even after we showed them the footage. Even the nest. The truth will get out even if they don't believe the footage. Those things are out there in the woods, and something's telling me they're not going away. I don't trust you to protect me. In all honesty, a part of me wishes that I would have went for Duke rather than the damn dog. But a part of me feels bad even saying that. I don't know. Should have saved Duke. I was there. I filmed the whole thing. And at the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And it won't get to that point either because we're going to do a little investigating of our own. We're going to find out more about those things. If we can get clearer footage, or better yet, trap one of them. The library doesn't open for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have. Yeah, true. Our place isn't far. We should head...
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Ah, alright. I'm hydrating right now. I should check in on Tabitha. I mean, she called me 6 times and a whole bunch of text messages. My friend's place is on the way back, and stopping by shouldn't take long. I know I wouldn't head up the mountain road by myself after everything that's happened tonight. Nothing has been worth it since I've messed you. I hope she's still awake. Jesus. You and Stella turned to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home. You're finally where you're meant to be. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman steps into the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? Alright. And who is that? This is Willow. Is it okay if we come in? You and Miss Forsyth briefly lock eyes. She's impenetrable, and you feel a small You feel small and almost naked in her presence. There is something about her that is far beyond you, but you feel no threat, no malice. And then the moment passes, and you only see the woman before you. Of course, you're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sakes, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now. Welcome to my tiny nook. It's nice to finally meet you. Sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann has gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Just a very sick man. You don't need to worry about him. How did you know that my mom died? Oh, Pearl Ann was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of, bless her heart. Sybil reaches over and pats your hand delicately. Hers feels like soft parchment paper, dried but soothing. Now, what's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about the weird stuff, right? Unexplained stuff? Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Yes, we obviously contacted the police. We're not idiots. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things are out there. I don't even know how to describe them. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out a memory card from her sleeve and pops it in her phone. I wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this. At least not before we had a chance to make a copy. Where was this? Up the mountain to the northwest. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder? I need to plug the memory card in my computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanique should be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with Stella. I'm sure she'll be more than willing to help a friend and her nosy mother. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen? Who's a good potato? And a stranger. A huge stranger. Oh, God. I said nothing. I just watched a man die. I'm not in a mood. I'll be nice. She didn't do shit to me. Nice to meet. She's Tabitha's cousin. Oh, right. I heard she was coming to town. It's a little late. What are you two doing here? We're wondering, can we borrow your laptop? Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up. This is graphic. Dude got killed out in the woods tonight, so it's on the recording. Wait, you're serious? Duke's dead? Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? I'm sorry if either of you see this, but Willow and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of this. Kanika? Kanika? I said Ika. Kanika? I'll just say Kanika. I'm fine, really, I'm okay. We talked to the police. I hope they tell Bo, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
I'll hydrate right now. Whatever happened in the woods, we weren't supposed to see any of that. You're not wrong. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. Mom, come on, whatever's doing this is serious. Stop snaring Stella and Willow with this tally-po crap. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I've never seen that word in my life, so tally-po is how we're going. She always said they never hurt people despite that grisly scene in the woods, but Duke is dead. Then if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident, or my grandmother was wrong. And she was very rarely wrong. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see so many in one place. Haven't you already been through enough? It's okay. This is helpful. I don't know if it is. Let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the nest. What were those growths? Maybe they're making more of themselves. You know, you have a point. Did you see all those open wounds in the spiral nest? It's like they were incubating the local wildlife. There weren't any growths there, so maybe we're looking at some sort of parasitic larval stage. Like really big, doughy wasps. Oh dear, I've forgotten entirely about the tea I put on. Let me fix you a couple of cups. It'll soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late. I should let Willow get some rest. I ran her ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I just want to go home. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't eager to get home and start doing research. I'll ask around my usual forums and see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Call me if you need. Bye. It's excellent iced or warm, though the night's getting chillier. Warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alright, let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? No, you should fucking walk yourself home. Well, this is me. Are you good finding your way back? Yep. Cool. I'll see you around. I don't have anything else to say. Almost home. If salvation is in sight, you make a mad dash to the door. Thank God you're back. Where the hell have you been? Called you back. I don't care. You gave me a heart attack. I went into the woods with this girl I met to find some cryptids, and it ended with us watching a man die. Oh, so you met Stella. Then that explains everything, and she got me all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm still all hyped up on adrenaline from tonight. I would love to just hang out for a little while. No, I'm not gonna hang out with you. It's late. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Don't do anything stupid while I'm asleep. Just go to your room and sleep. You thoughtlessly stumble into your room, and before you can even fully realize you're there, you're already collapsed on the mattress, exhausted. From the from the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now you're safe and warm. Eventually the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in a normal world and have a boring week in the mountain with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Da da da! And so begins this story into this small town where we followed one local and had some really screwed up things happen to us. And so, to be honest, Stella's not ranking very high in my book right now. Yeah, I'll be honest. I kind of want to go back and replay from the diner and tell her no, I don't want to go into the woods with her. Uh, just to see if that plays out differently. Just to be honest with you. Like, I feel like things might play out differently if I don't go with her. Yeah. Uh, Can't help but remember Duke slumped over the tree, and pieces of him scattered across the clearing. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Yeah. I could wait till next playthrough. Hunger pulls you from your clammy... Sorry. Hunger pulls you from your clammy depths of your mattress. Note, you can refresh yourself on the events of previous days by using your journal icon in the quick menu. I'll poke around the closet. Great, the doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all, though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. I'm gonna look out the window. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever may be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it is, it's gone now. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you finish waking up. I'm not really worried about the opossum because I did not do animal speech. You're back in the kitchen. The cat's eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. I'm not gonna touch this cat. She clearly doesn't want to be touched. You leave her be. Maybe she'll come to you when she's more comfortable. Jesus. Did you know the police called me this morning? You've only been here one day, but you already had a run-in with the cops. I mean, I did tell you I watched somebody die last night. I mean, I'm glad I'm not dead. Thank you. Before you ask, don't worry, I told them that you're an upstanding citizen. But I'd rather not waste my time talking to the cops. It's irritating, and it's already very difficult this week. Just don't put anything else on my plate right now. Had a really rough night. A man died right in front of me, and those woods are full of actual monsters. No, some old farmer went missing, and that's it. Don't let Stella get you all worked up over this. She has that effect on people. Can I hang out with you today? At the mines? No. I've got to get to work. But just stay out of trouble today. I'll try to be back by sunset, and I expect you to be here. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask, and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps toward the door. Sunset. Your cousin Flea exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak, then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you're the only human in the estate. Time to start your day. Let's go out in the garden. It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where the thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A big boot print, and what looks like some kind of visceral. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo, just in case it comes in handy later. With that, you head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. I'm gonna clean the guest bathroom. You're going to have to keep using that ungodly bathroom. The least you can do is make the surfaces better by bleaching them. You scrounge for cleaning supplies, finding a few dusty containers and spray bottles, none of which you recognize. They all feel like antiques, but they're the best you have. Armed with a rag and a trash bag, you set to work. It's a monumental task, and it nauseates you to think about how much years of caked up dirt, grunge, and former fluids you have to scrub away to return some semblance of normalcy to the bathroom. That might be as much as you can do with the pressure washer and renovations. But at least taking showers here won't make you feel dirtier than when you started. But your admiration of a job adequately done is interrupted by the sudden heavy thunk 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 of a metal door knocker that seems to reverberate its way down to your spine. Well, at least our bathroom is clean. It looked pretty foul before. I feel productive. Before you get a chance to decide whether or not to answer, it opens. You just walk up in people's house? Rude. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. I've been up thinking about what you went through all night. I brought some fresh tea. Let's settle in somewhere and talk. You and the old hippie make your way to the kitchen. She gives you one of Tabitha's few mugs as a thorough rinse before pouring you steaming tea from her thermos. The smell is amazing. A nostalgic, earthy odor reminiscent of fall as it was brewed with autumn leaves. Bitch, why are you here? Exactly. Especially just walking up in this house. It tastes not unlike a rotting log, but somehow isn't unpleasant, like you're tasting a hike through a dawn-dampened woods. It leaves a refreshing citrusy aftertaste, like a cool breeze sweeping through the leaves from the path. Sybil was right. You can feel it begin to ease some of the strain and tension from last night's events. I hope you like it. This is my new Chaga and lemon balm blend. I don't even know what that is. That's what I'm going with. I love experimenting with local ingredients. Is there any news? Kind of want to say that one, but any news about Duke? His family's been notified, that much I know. Poor Duke, he was a good man, but I fear his death is merely a sign of more tragedy to come. Which I suppose brings us to what I came to talk to you about. You went through quite the ordeal last night and are holed up alone, and well, bless her heart. But Tabitha hasn't exactly reclaimed this place since Pearland passed. I feel like I'm inhaling cobwebs. I wanted to check in on you. I don't know how I'm doing. Too much crap has happened to me on my first day here. There's a sound somewhere above you, a creaking floorboard betraying a shifting presence. There's something in the room above you. You heard that too, didn't you? You know, dear, I was planning to stop by the mines for a quick chat with your cousin. Maybe it'd be a good idea if you came along. I don't like the thought of you being alone in this big house. Not with the town the way it is right now. There's another creak from above. Leaving suddenly seems like a good idea. And yet, that thought feels like it's not entirely your own. It unsettles you, though not as much as the sound coming from the floor above your head. Is something in this state telling you to leave? Do you think this place is haunted? If it is haunted, I wouldn't doubt that you'll find out soon. That you'd find out as soon as you weren't alone here for too long. It sounds to me like whatever might be here is already restless to have you to itself. Sure, let's go visit my cousin. Neither of you waits around to see if the sounds will continue. Quickly make your way back to the door and out into the inviting autumn air. You're once again surprised by the freshness of the mountain breeze, your lungs having grown accustomed to the stale, dusty air of the estate, not realizing how much you were being suffocated. At least this is a pleasant day for a walk. There really is nothing like the mountains in autumn. There is something comforting about the woman's presence. She exudes a warmth, her smile feeling like kindly approval, even though you feel like you've done nothing to earn it. Do you know much about my family? Any history I should know about? Oh yes, everyone around here knows quite a bit about your family. You founded the town, after all. Your family and the history of this town are completely intertwined. Your well, I'm not exactly sure how many greats that would be. Some distant grandfather of yours started the mine, which started the town. The town nearly collapsed in ruin after the collapse of 1918, and once again your family pulled it back up. Now here we are. I'm not sure what else there is to say. What do you want to know? So our mine is the whole reason the town exists? I'd say so. If it fails, not sure anybody would be able to stick around for long. That being said, I suppose everyone has to end eventually. One shouldn't plan on things to continue on exactly the same forever. Is it really just me and Tabitha? Why are there so few of us left? I suppose fate is crueler to some than others. In a lot of ways, your family has been very fortunate. But the Scarlets have seen their fair share of death as well. Maybe more than their fair share. We certainly had our fair share of those too, but no. There was a mine collapse in 1918. The town lost so many souls that day, men and boys. This was before child labor laws came into effect. As if the collapse wouldn't have been bad enough tragedy on its own, there had been children involved. It seems your family avoided most of the blame, especially since they managed to pull the town back together afterwards. Hard to remember to be angry at someone if they're the reason you have food on your table. What do you think, Estella? Such a ray of sunshine. Even with everything that's happened to her, she tries to smile through it all. And an admirable young woman, if you ask me. What do you think of Tabitha? She works too hard, but I suppose that's the burden she carries with your family's mind to run. It can't be doing her any good, though. I'm sure that has something to do with her disposition. The two of you are interrupted by a woman jogging toward you. Joan, wonderful to see you as always. Have you met Willow? And no, we haven't met. Joan here is our resident doctor, and Willow is Vivian's kid, of course, in town for the funeral. I put that together. Nice to meet you, Joan. That's Dr. Kelly to you. People my son's age don't get first name privileges. How's Reese doing? Any better these days? Dr. Kelly lets out a small, frustrated sigh. He's surviving, same as usual, you know that. Her son has a rare condition. Do you make a habit of sharing that kind of private information with anybody who wanders in town? I get the feeling she and Stella miss seeing him. Oh, since you're here, maybe you should set them up for a visit this week. Doesn't that sound nice? Willow could come too. They're adults. They don't need to set up play dates, and you know how easy it is for him to tire himself out. It's not worth it. I need to get home and get him his meds. I can't stand around talking all day. The woman starts her jog again, her pace faster than before, almost as if she's running away from the awkward interaction. I mean, that was kind of weird. Anyways, we should be on our way. Yeah. She was right. It takes very little time to reach Scarlet Hollow Mines. A humble exterior greets you at the place that made your family's fortune. Your cousin just so happens to be at the gate, but it seems you aren't the only visitors she's dealing with at the moment. This is ridiculous. You can't fire me for having a damn cold. This has got to be some kind of, I don't know, rights violation. You aren't fired, Terrence. You're laid off. Cutbacks had to be made, and obviously I'm going to prioritize those cutbacks on workers who have a habit of missing shifts. I have mono. I was puking my guts out. I couldn't crawl my sorry ass in that pit. You would have wanted me in there anyway. And you only give us 3 days a year to get sick. It's a shit system. You don't have a note from the doctor. I can't just take you at your word. If you wanted extra sick days, you could have had them with proper paperwork. Don't forget, by not showing up, you're putting extra pressure on your coworkers to pick up your slack, and that's not fair to them. And if you have a tendency to get sick like that, maybe you shouldn't be working in a place like this to begin with. As for your lodgings, I'll give you 2 weeks to move out. To hell with you and your damn mind and the shithouse you have me living in. It'll be all better off a heap of rubble. The miner kicks the dirt in a final act of frustration, but wanders off, leaving Tabitha standing steadfast at the gate. What are you doing here? I wanted to have a word with your cousin here, and I had some business with you as well. That looks to me like you're busy. I wouldn't want to impose. Why don't you drop by the tea room sometime this week? Yeah, sure, I'll swing by tomorrow. Wonderful, I'll be on my way, but it was lovely catching up with you. We'll be seeing each other around town. The woman finally leaves and you're alone with your cousin once again. Well, so much for you not intruding on my work. Come on, I guess I'll babysit you in my office. Just don't make yourself a burden, alright? I have a lot to do today. Clean the guest bathroom. I don't appreciate people coming in my space and moving things around. Don't try to be helpful again. So freaking angry. Thought you'd be happy. Stella's banned. I have to get back to work. Try not to bother me. As you settle in, you take in the details of her office. You're surprised to see a poster of what looks like Stella. She has apparently been banned from the mines. Stella isn't the only likeness captured on the wall in your cousin's trailer. On either side of Tabitha's desk are portraits of older people, a woman and an old-timey man. A shotgun hangs menacingly over the desk. Besides that, there isn't much else to see. Why is there a poster of Stella saying she's banned on your property? Stella likes to poke around in places she shouldn't. She kept sneaking in here to film videos of whatever her excuse was. As if it's not a lawsuit waiting to happen, so she's banned. Who are the people on the wall? sure you recognize Pearl Ann at this point. The other one is Enoch, our great-great-grandfather who saved the mine from ruin after the collapse. The idea was to have all the family members who own the mine up on the wall, but I don't think Pearl Ann was too excited to have great-grandma Edie staring down at her all day, so we're missing one. Can't blame her. I remember that woman well enough to know why she wouldn't want the reminder. You never called Pearl Ann Mom. We didn't have that kind of relationship. You sit for a few minutes. Tabitha taps away on her keyboard. The pleasant bird song you're used to hearing in the constant backdrop of Scarlet Hollow has been replaced with the distant sounds of machinery, muffled as it is by Tabitha's thin office walls. And then the sound of machinery are joined by another sound, the angry rumbling of your stomach. Hey, are you hungry? I could pick up something if there's a place to get food. Oh, I guess now that you mention it, yeah. The cafeteria has mac and cheese I don't hate. It's the building with the big cafeteria sign on it. Try not to get lost. I don't need you falling down any mine shafts. You get up, leaving Tabitha's office, and once again stepping out into the fresh air. The cafeteria sign is not as obvious as Tabitha made it out to be. All the gray buildings look vaguely the same. You aren't quite sure what direction you start heading. You approach the nearest group of miners. You could cut to the chase and ask them where the cafeteria is, but here you are among the workers unsupervised. What's the harm in asking them if any of them have seen anything unusual? You got a reason to bother us? You know about that guy, Wayne? Yeah, we knew him. He was such a cut-up. Miss that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, he's gone, that's all that matters. What happened to him? Ain't our place to talk about it, least of all not ours, not with the boss's cousin. See anything weird? Miners look you up and down. Weird how? Weird animal sightings? Nope. You been talking to that townie, the one the boss gave a lifetime ban to. Yeah, she's like a Bigfoot YouTube or something. Her videos are actually pretty good. But you know, now that I think about it, it is pretty weird. I haven't been seeing many animals at all lately. Used to be all sorts of critters. Now it's mostly birds. This is your first year up here. Not just used to the seasons changing, all the animals are hibernating. I don't know, she's got a point. I've been up here 5 years now, and it's never been like this before. Maybe it's global warming then. I think they're calling it climate change now. How about any weird noises? Not a peep. We're underground most of the day, though. You know, I heard something unusual the other night, though. It might have been an owl or something, but it didn't sound right. It was an owl. You're just not used to the local wildlife yet. I'm looking for the cafeteria. I'm gonna do you a favor and not tell you where it is. Oh, come on, go easy on her. I am going easy on her. The cap is slop. You're better off grabbing a bite in the diner, only good establishment in town. I don't know, the mac and cheese is pretty decent. The mac and cheese is the only thing that's decent, and we all know why that is. Come on, let's get out of here. Our shift's about to start anyways. So much for getting a straight answer. The cafeteria remains a hidden treasure, and you remain without a map. Let's go to somebody else. Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin, can we help you with something? Wayne? Do you mean Sam Wayne? Why are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? Saw him last night. Oh, thank God, everyone thought he was dead. Now hold on, Creepy doesn't exactly sound like Wayne. How do you know it was him? That's what Sybil called him. Oh, didn't expect she'd know every mining fellow in town by sight if you catch my drift. I'm just saying, it'd be awful strange for Wayne to still be in town, wandering around, following some stranger and not checking in with any of his buddies. Sounds to me like somebody who got sick of work is having fun playing hooky. The following, though, okay, yeah, that does sound a little unlike him. I thought his lady friend had him under lock and key. Just smells fishy to me. Until I see him face to face, I'm not convinced whoever is calling himself Sam Wayne ain't the very reason why we haven't seen hide nor hair of the man. I'm not ruling it out. If you want my theory, that girlfriend of his, he wasn't the first to catch her eye. Any one of her jilted ex-lovers could seen them sneaking around and gotten a little hot under the collar, if you catch my meaning. The miners are silent for a moment, glancing between each other, nervous. I told him not to get involved with her. I told him. Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa now, if you don't know, there's no way I'm poking the wasp's nest. Forget we said anything. Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. Come on, don't dangle something like that. Look, I don't want to cause any trouble. Enough people are losing their jobs as is. I've got mouths to feed. Losing their jobs? And we've already said too much. I'll be just a minute. Your funeral, man. I wanted to ask you something in private. I'm about to grab something from the cafe if you don't mind joining. I was actually looking for the cafeteria. Great, let's walk. You follow the hard-faced young man with an anxious energy in his step. He escorts you to the building, whose cafeteria sign was definitely much smaller than Tabitha made it out to be. You line up at the steaming piles of subpar food, undoubtedly made as cheaply as possible, judging by your cousin's business practices. Still, it smells good enough that you find your mouth watering in anticipation of the bland offerings. You said something earlier about seeing Wayne. The man's voice is quiet and nervous. Did Tabitha see him? Did she say anything to you about him? Told you everything I know. Sam Wayne was a friend of mine. He's been missing for over a week now, and I seem to be the only person around here who gives a rat's ass about it. And I'd be willing to bet the last person who saw him was... Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That Sam Wayne fellow, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talked about it. I don't want to disappear, too. What's got that kid so jumpy? It's like he's never heard of a guy running off because he got broke up with before. Yeah, I've skipped town over less. It's my lucky day. They got chicken and dumplings. What do you guys know about the Wayne fellow? All I know is a certain someone got involved with somebody he shouldn't have, and nobody in camp's seen him since. I figured he'd just run off to live in that big old mansion with his belle. The thought of a strapping young man like him with a sour-faced broad always left such a bad taste in my mouth. As if you wouldn't fall on your knees if a woman of means showed the slightest bit of interest in you, or any woman at all. Fair enough. Talking about Tabitha? Yep. You'd best be going. Wouldn't want that hot meal to get cold. No reason to stay here any longer. You step back out in the weak sunlight, clutching the container of various Vage slops, and start making your way back to her trailer. But you don't make it far before you're struck by an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror and the same thing you felt last night when you set eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. Willow, I wish you could have stayed in the estate. It's dangerous here. Flesh and blood, much like yourself, do not fear me. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. What's going to happen? I'll be watching you. You casually continue your way, returning up the hill to Tabitha's trailer is perched. She meets you at the door. Took you long enough. What, was there a long line? Tabitha, is creepy miner following me. I don't know what you think you've been following, but it's not him. If you're going around asking questions about Samway, you're probably going to hear some rumors. Sam was friendly to me. He even came around the estate a few times, and a lot of the workers here just can't seem to get over it. He disappeared, and despite what a lot of people seem to be insinuating, I don't know what happened to him. I don't even know if he's alive. Whatever, it's fine. I know it's easy to blame the mean boss for that sort of thing, but I digress. If someone's following you, you should stay at the estate, where it's... Your cousin's attention is suddenly drawn elsewhere. She stares past you, focusing on something in the distance. Is that Stella? How many times do I have to tell her she's banned before she understands what that means? Tabitha shuts the door and you both march down the hill. As you and Tabitha approach Stella, the two old-timers take notice and wander off. Tabby, hey, I was just trespassing? Well, yeah, but I have a good reason this time. I knew we needed to look out. Is there someone talking to you through an earpiece? Is that you on the other end? Stella hastily removes her earbud, muffling the other voice. Sorry. It's just that Oscar's kid, Rosalind, has been missing since yesterday, so we decided to ask around to see if anybody'd seen her. And while we were at it, we were also seeing if anybody had encountered the things we saw in the woods last night. Stella. And also, there's a guy called Wayne who used to work here, who said he's super creepy and sick. Stella! Yeah. Just stop. Stop talking. It's not like I was filming or anything. I'm barely here, I promise. You're standing right in front of me. Extremely here. Why don't you check your usual teen haunts for that kid? Maxwell Place or the gas station or whatever. Anywhere but here, where you are explicitly not allowed to be. I mean, it's the site of one of the worst catastrophes that ever befell the town. If there's another one coming, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's why our research pointed us toward, at least. Our research? Who's we? Yeah, she would think something awful was going to happen here. She hates me and everything I stand for, and thinks the town would be some bustling utopia if I wasn't around to ruin it. When in reality, we both know it wouldn't exist without me. Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, so just go someplace else before... Tabitha once again trolls off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with the dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalind. We found her. She's heading up the hill. Up the hill? She's not heading for the old mine, is she? The one that collapsed? We better go after her before somebody gets killed up there. You've got to be kidding me. No, this is great. I'll just let her know Oscar's looking for her. Then we can get out of your hair. Stella hurries after the girl, disappearing over the hill. Damn it, I'm never going to finish my spreadsheets. Nobody needs to be playing around those mines. We better go break this up. You can vaguely hear voices emanating from the boarded-up entrance of the old mine. They went in. Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? We're going in after him? Obviously. I don't like the thought of you walking around in an abandoned coal mine, but I'd rather not leave you out here unattended while it's dark. You should be safe enough with me. There's a guide. Tabitha hups her way into the mine entrance and disappears into the darkness. I see you, creepy little thing right there. See you. The inside of the mine is warmer than you'd expect. The air is thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and Tabitha to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze corridors. Excuse me. Do you know why the entrance to this place was boarded up? Because it was collapsed? 168 people. A man named Charles Shaw decided it was okay to use faulty wood for supporting struts, and the entire mine came down. It almost ruined our family. A lucky few died instantaneously. For most of the souls who perished here, it was slow and agonizing. Trapped under rubble and left to slowly succumb to crush, injuries or burns or dehydration. It took a week to clear out most of the rubble and recover the bodies. The few survivors who were dragged out were never the same. I can't say I blame them. I'll be careful. Good. We don't want any more bodies to be buried down here. I've already got enough of those on my conscience. Tabitha's ruminations are interrupted by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. A hateful and broken presence stirs in the deep. It doesn't want you here. That was a warning. We have to move fast before something terrible happens here. Hey, this place is haunted by tragedy of the past, not by literal restless spirits. Don't go all ghost hunter on me. Whatever we just heard was probably another delinquent looking for a lifetime ban on my property. Come on, it came from this way. Tabitha hastens her pace and quickly disappears deeper in the mine. The deeper your progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in thick clouds around you, even though the place was abandoned over a century ago. I know, like, I feel like this playthrough, I'm getting to see another side of her, where she's serious, but she's not, like, I don't know. I don't think she's as obnoxious as I thought she was originally. Echoing through the tight corridors, you and Tabitha can pick up snippets of tense arguments. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you. It's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be. You could at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you. He's really not asking for much. Come on, kiddos. There's some really spooky stuff going on in town right now. You shouldn't be hanging out down here. We're not kids. Yeah, we're teens. Well, you look like a bunch of kids to me. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where did you even get those? Oh no. I know this isn't you, Miles. It better not be you. Yeah, whatever, it's me. What are you even doing here? Looks like we found our trespassers. I still can't believe that Stella managed to drag Kaniki. I don't know. She avoids me like the plague. I'm just gonna skip over it. What happened between you and Stella anyways? You're extremely nosy, aren't you? But fine. What can I say? The woman has a fascination with me. We spent a fair bit of time together back in high school, but that's over. She doesn't seem to get it. She never seemed to understand that I have responsibilities, and it's like every time I try to get her to leave me alone, it just makes her want to infiltrate my life even more. Let's just move on, alright? Those troublemakers are close. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passageways give way to a small cavern within a group of teens engage Stella in a heated argument. All of them are too caught up in the moment to notice you and Tabitha approach. My dad is a foreman at the continuous mining facility, and he says they only abandoned this mine because there wasn't enough coal left, so it was actually really safe and we can hang out here whenever we want. Wait, I thought your dad was a charge hand. No, Alexis, he got it promoted last month. Correction, your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job in the morning. What? Oh shit. Oh, hey. I guess you two caught up to us. Hanging around with Tabitha today, I guess. Well, at least maybe you two can talk some sense into these kids. They clearly don't respect my authority. Hey, don't talk to us like we aren't here. Yeah, we can hear you. Don't butt in, I'm trying to make a point. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use. Aw, come on, this place was sturdy, check it out. The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps the strut on the ceiling. Oh, was that the knocking that we heard earlier? Oh my god, Zane, cut it out, you're embarrassing us. I'm sorry for Zane's behavior. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things. No offense, Rosalind. None taken. The other 8th graders are totally immature. Not like you. You're chill and smart too. Enough. The damage is already done. Now leave. I'm putting my mother on the ground this week. I do not have the patience to deal with children. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything, but this is the worst place I've ever been in my whole life. And I would like to see the sun again before I die. Come on, you guys. Maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous things like this all the time. And I'm still doing dangerous things now. Who are we to tell them where they can hang out? I don't know who you think you are in these situations, Stella, but I own these mines. This is entirely within my rights to tell them to leave. Much like it's entirely within my rights to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mines not clear enough message for you? Oh yeah, Tabitha, tear that sad 20-something to shreds. Hey, I'm defending you, and I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you run around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. She's so sad. So what? Give it a few years, you'll be sad too. The passage of time isn't inescapable. Look, we just wanted to give Rosalind a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Yeah, tell them about where you have to sleep, Rosalind. We've been living in the library for the past couple weeks. Dad says we can't stay in our house. They've got a hot plate and a couple of cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. No, it isn't, Zane. Rosalind deserves better. I don't care about your home life. If you're going to do underage drinking, go do it in the woods. Just get off my property. Look, Rosalind, I'm sure Oscar has a good reason for all that. He's a good guy. He cares about you. He thinks our house is haunted. Oh. Wait, what? And I should care because it's a bullshit excuse. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can say that about other people's families. Is it like bullying or something? Shut up, Zane. Back up. He says it's haunted? I can't believe he didn't mention it to me. I could investigate. There's no ghost, Stella. It would be cool if there was, but Becca's right. I just wish she'd be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a little kid. You're all children, and none of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine, if it weren't for child labor laws. The 5 of you might have some actual character. Exactly. Rosalind's not that mature anyway, she still sleeps with stuffed animals. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know. I rest my case. Wait, what did you say about child labor? I'm not going to weigh in on this. This is between you and your dad, and the two of you should talk about it anyways. I'm sure Oscar is doing this to protect you. How do you know there isn't a ghost at this rate? I'm not going to weigh in on this. Yeah, if Rosalind's house is haunted, we should break in and like ghost bust it or something. Sounds pretty rad to me. Whatever gets you delinquents out of my mind. Oh my god. You can't even ghost bust if there is no ghost. Also, Rosalind lives there. You can't break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure it out, how to bust in if it's actually real. And if it isn't, well, problem solved. You know, Rosalind, you could always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. We have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Why are you even talking like this? Like it's a thing. It's not a thing. There's no ghost. I don't care. I can't believe I wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. You hear that, Miles? We're leaving. I suggest the rest of you kids leave the empty mine before someone gets black lung or you get crushed by rocks and meet one of the many terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. That wasn't me. And what is it? Come on, Stella, didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's Tommy knockers, for sure. I know this isn't why we came in here, but we've got to check it out. There's an old Cornish myth named for knocking sounds that you can sometimes hear in the mines right before a collapse. Some say the knocking's a warning, while others say it's the spirits themselves bringing down the mines. I mean, it's not all they do. They also sometimes are just mischievous. Stella! I know, but weird stuff's been happening around the past few days. What if this is our chance to get a real solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? I want you out of here, Stella. Aw, come on. You can come along too. If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody is going deeper in the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You're all leaving. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun. It will not. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark or whatever, you wouldn't have noticed them sneaking off. I noticed them sneaking off, and like, I've been zoned out this whole time we've been here. They must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. I've always wondered where that goes. I've never been able to get these hips through there. Stella, stop sneaking in my mines. Please, I'm literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could have already been done with this little mess, but no. They just have to be remnants from a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mind. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel entrance. Poke you in your little friggin' eyeball. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. We've been here a million times. Yeah, if Bacchus says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay, I think I know where the tunnel rejoins the rest of the mine. I'll go look for them, and I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I'm doing that. If these idiots get themselves lost and die, I'm not letting their families sue me into the ground. Are those really your priorities right now? Yeah, do you have a problem with that? I really want you out of my mind. Except for you. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Yeah, sure. I could never fit in that tunnel anyways. They have crossed a barrier that I cannot, so my time is up here. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever. I still have to do my dailies anyway, and the service down here sucks. I will happily escort these two knuckleheads out. No, you're not about to weasel your way into this, Stella. Aw, come on. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. There's no getting rid of you, is there? Fine. I won't waste my time arguing. Alright. Want me to take Gretchen with me? I don't know if it'll be easier to cover more ground without her. Yeah, it's probably for the best. I don't want to repeat of last night. Who knows what we'll do if we have any climbing. I'll see you on the other side. For sure. Can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow. Great. Even more uncomfortable situation with Ding Dong, Stella, and my cousin, who I'm starting to actually enjoy being around. Alright, no dawdling. We should be able to catch up to them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. Don't look at me like that. As the three of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of conversation bounce across the walls. Becca, why are we doing this again? I thought you thought Tabitha was like really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? We're doing this because Tabitha's really cool. She doesn't let anybody boss her around, so we can't just let her boss us. Aw, you hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool. I can't believe she used to hang out with a nobody like Stella. Hey. I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? That's harsh. Harsh. I mean, not yet. I'm in talks with Meat Rice, and I can make plenty from ads and donations. I'm just glad they're not gossiping about me. Yeah, I know, they're just teens, but some of that stuff stung. Another knock closer interrupts your thoughts, followed by another, followed by another. I don't get good feelings. I don't have any good feelings. Is it just me or is the knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? It's not just you. Okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalind. It's mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it was just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up. There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. I better get grounded for all this. As much as I appreciate the sentiment, I hope you're wrong. If they get grounded, it means people found out about this. I hate dealing with parents. Look on the bright side. If they didn't come down here, we'd have missed out on a golden opportunity to get spooked. Let's get this over with. As you progress deeper in the mine, the knocking grows more frequently. It's still distant, but it's much louder than before. The tunnel abruptly ends in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing down the pitch-black corridor. The pit radiates rage, a white-hot anger. It hates you. But at the heart of it, you can sense something else, the quiet hum of a dark presence. The heart calls to you, desperate to be witnessed. And here we are. The tunnel they crawled through passes through the chamber below. It shouldn't be hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up to the ladder and disappears over the edge. Alright, let's do this. Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins the climb down. I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure. I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Oh, shut up. No one even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca? Yeah, they're close. It sounds like they really are lost. The voices around you, those of the teen and your companions, sound odd, distant. There is something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. You don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, a desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Wrap yourself in the darkness of the pit. Are you alright? Nope. Bear witness. Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. You said we wouldn't use this shipment. You know it's compromised. We couldn't afford to wait on no new wood, Charles. We have to go ahead with it. It's still sturdy enough to get the job done. Nope, I'm not okay. It looked like you had a seizure or something, and then you conked out. I'm fine. You can barely open your eyes. You're not fine. Neither of you move a muscle. I don't want you to strain yourself while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'll be back, I promise. Don't die on me. You fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. This didn't happen last time. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming in the visions, your surroundings coming back into Focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues. Now, magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, then why don't you just leave? I can't believe it. I let Alexis talk me into inviting you in the first place. I'm just trying to help. I said go. Okay, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her. You know that, right? Pick a side, Alexis. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She won't lie. Sorry, Rosalind. The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shaking beneath you, can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. God, that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell happened? The sins that were committed, the deaths that followed. There's gotta be fumes or something down here. It's an old mine. These places are death traps. We probably just hallucinated. How can you be sure? Looks like this kind of thing happens and sometimes, especially when there's bad ventilation. Stop being weird. We're leaving. Rosalind appears in the passageway to your left, out of breath and teary-eyed. I'm sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. Right? Just like, it's just Willow. The entire cabin shakes with the sound of rock fall. I don't know what the hell is going on with the knocking, but that sound of mine collapse. Quick, up the ladder, both of you. Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they're going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Do you have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. The best thing we can do to help those girls right now is not to be buried alive ourselves. Oh, shit. This is kind of a hard thing, like... I mean, do we have... Can we grab the girls? Is this gonna, like, screw us up? Alright, I'm gonna do the crazy thing. I'm gonna try to grab them. I'm not leaving unless everyone leaves. Are you serious? Alright. This is super freaking risky. The mines shake with every new thunderous blow as bits of rock and dust fall off the ceiling and scatter to the floor around you. Rosalind leads the way and Tabitha isn't far behind you. I thought you knew the way out. I thought you'd been here a million times. I was making it up, okay? I swear to God, if we get stuck down here. Rosalind, you came back. I don't want to die down here. You reach forward and forcefully grab Becca and Alexis, silently pulling them behind you. You quickly push your way toward the entrance, pieces of falling rock glittering the path around you. All of you start climbing. Now. Once the last teen is up, Tabitha grabs onto the ladder and starts climbing. You follow suit and start climbing. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect for somebody who spent their entire working life in and around the coal mines. Why couldn't you just listen to someone other than yourself? You push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. To your horror, you can see cracks forming in the walls on the tunnel. Come on, we've got to go faster. We're almost there. You can see the entrance. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. And then the knocking fades and you feel safe, having arrived back at the entrance in one piece. Clearly, she's not okay, idiot. Shut up. This was your idea to go down here in the first place. This is your fault. Okay, the knocking stopped at least. All of you stay exactly where you are. I'm going to go make some calls. This really hurts. Tabitha just stormed out of here. Stormed out of there. Are you? Oh my god. Rosalind, can you hear me? We're going to get you out. Stella already called an ambulance. But that means the cops are going to come, and they're going to know I was drinking. They're going to know we all went down there to drink. If my dad finds out, he'll kill me. He can't know. Becca squirms through the gap in the boards and scampers away. Don't worry about her. She's being an asshole. One of us should wait by the gate to make sure they can find us up here. I should check in with Tabitha, see if she needs help. We're going to get you help. I'm so sorry. We're going to get you out of here and you're going to be just fine. Am I going to die? Don't say things like that. If I don't make it, tell my dad I'm sorry. I'm the one who has something to be sorry about. This is all me and Becca's fault. We never should have gone down there. It's not your fault. I went down there because I wanted to. Rosalind pauses to catch her breath. Thank you. I'm glad everyone made it out okay. Couldn't have done it without your help. You should stop hanging out with Becca. You trying to make some after-school special? She's probably right, though. If I were just smart and brave like you, I wouldn't have let Becca drag me down there, and I wouldn't have had you gone after us, and then you wouldn't be. You're the nicest person I know. Yeah, I'm still awake. It just hurts like hell. Sorry, I shouldn't be pushing you to talk. I'll just hold your hand until they come back with help. Alexis grabs Rosalind's hand. Tears streak down both their cheeks as they sit in silence together, waiting for the long, anxious moment to pass. Some of the men are on their way with rock lifters to get you out there soon. You weren't kidding. What about an emergency? It'll be a bit before the ambulance. The nearest depot is over in Brevard, so it's at least half an hour. I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry. It's okay. We're all here. You can hang on, Rosalind. I know you can. Tabitha's men quickly get to work and manage to pull Rosalind out of the rubble just as the ambulance arrives. Sir, I'm afraid there's no space in the back. What do you mean, I can't ride with her? You're better off driving behind us. Yes, sir, I promise you. We're going to do everything to keep her stable. Her vitals are looking good. I'll be there as fast as I can. I promise you won't be alone. I love you, Dad. The paramedics load Rosalind into the back of the ambulance and drive off. Oscar approaches you off to the side. What the hell happened in there? Oscar, Rosalind and her friends got lost in there. Willow went after them. You mean Willow Scarlet? Just teens being cheems. We did our best to get them out of there. It wasn't. This was no teenager's fault. It's the parents' job to make sure their kids don't deliberately put themselves in situations. Rosalind was mad at me, and instead of fixing the thing that was driving her away, I ignored it. This is my fault. I'm the parent here. I'm sure she thinks I'm making things up in our house being haunted, but I've seen things that I can't explain, and it's only gotten worse over time. She told us about it in the mine. For what it's worth, I believe you. No comment, but after tonight, I don't know. Once you're back from the hospital, we can check it out for you. Thanks, that means a lot. I've got to go. Of course, it'll be good for her to see a friendly face. The two of them head over in Oscar's car and drives off. What happens now? We go home. Now hold on a minute. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin in private? Okay, fine. Just make it quick, and don't you dare try to pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, but that can wait. We know where to find y'all. What a coincidence running into you 2 nights in a row. This is my colleague, Deputy Derrickson. Pleased to meet you. Apologies for my absence yesterday. It was my special bowling night. But I was briefed on the events of last night, even though we're still not sure what went on could be considered a crime. Duke has been missing since then, though we found neither hide nor hair of him. Could be he's just on an extended hunting trip. It wouldn't be the first time he's done something like that. I was told the footage showed his supposed body, but we couldn't get the camera working, so no way to confirm until we track him down. Now understand both of these were terribly unfortunate accidents that had nothing to do with you being in the area, but as officers of the law, we can understand that we get a little suspicious when we see the same face multiple times in a row. So we had to ask, what exactly were these teenagers doing in a shuttered mine owned by your family, and why were you down there with them? We saw some teens sneak into the abandoned mine, and we went after them. We were just trying to do the right thing. Of course, very noble of you. Pardon my questions, just trying to gather all the facts, you see. Just being thorough, our duty as officers of the law. Well, if there's nothing more you can tell us, I suppose we'll let you go about your evening. Have a good one. 2 officers wander back toward the mine, taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and her buddy. Can't believe 2 nights in a row. Is it my fault? Stella, no, it's just awful coincidence. 110%, you are bad luck. Sorry if they gave you a hard time, small town cops. Always blame everything on drifters, even acts of God, I guess. Excellent, you didn't get arrested. Now come on, let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow? You've already ruined my evenings on 2 consecutive nights, Stella. What do you think you'll be doing with my cousin tomorrow? We're going ghost hunting at Oscar's, remember? We talked about it. In the mines. You were there. I didn't think you were serious. Fine. If we're going to keep running into each other, might as well all have an open line of communication. I don't have Stella's number, so you should make sure you do. Don't worry, I'll only use this newfound power when it's truly urgent, like inviting you over for breakfast. Keep me posted on what she's doing. Let me know if that ghost hunting actually happens. It's weird that you care about what she's doing so much. Clearly, I have to. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by your arm. Bye! Safety. Tabitha doesn't say a word in the car as the car cuts along the darkened road. You try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree lines. Sorry about today. Poorly, but I'd really rather didn't get into it. Okie dokie. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of decaying mansion greeting you as its undertones of mildew and wood rot. Well, this day is a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's a precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm gonna go to bed. I suggest you do the same. I'll see you in the morning. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. You head up to your room to turn in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head emptied of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. These are those things, right? I saw them again, too. Another picture of them, this time staring from the tree. Fuck, these things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more of them being here in the mine collapse. No way I'm sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes, even as you stare down at the ominous picture on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread balling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settle in between the covers. Your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalind's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks, trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future holds. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding, as the door to your room swings open. Just the cat. It's always just the cat. It's nice to see another living being even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into deep sleep. This is the end of episode 2. Episode 3 awaits. Let's see. I'm gonna save that right there. And I'm gonna call it a night here. It is 1 a.m. Thank you guys for watching, and we will play again another night.